Now that all BLACKPINK members have finished their first arcs of rebirth and coming back as brand new soloists after ending their contracts with the YG, it's time for some revision and discussion. We have been complimenting the Pinks for how they enhance their music, not just in terms of quality, quantity, but also numbers. But one thing that I have not heard enough people talking about is their visuals, specifically their music videos. That's why, as your casual BLACKPINK enjoyer, not necessarily a Blink, I am here to make another ranking video called How BLACKPINK Members Step Up Their Games in Making MV After YG. And in order to answer the questions, we will go through solo MVs from their members in chronological order, from the oldest to our latest MVs. But before that, let's go through the ranking. Number 1. A Piece of Art. These are the music videos that elevate the songs with multiple stories, imageries, layers, references in the visuals that could stand the test of time and can be put in a museum for cinematic videos if there's any. Number 2. The budget is budgeting. These are the videos that exceeds expectations and bring something unique that upgrades the songs, but just lacks a little bit of phenomenon to be a piece of art. Number 3. Give what's supposed to be gave. These are the videos that did an okay job in translating the message of the song, but not really elevate anything or bring anything new to the table. Number 4. I can see the vision, but I get what the people are trying to do, convey, and portray, but the methods they use is alarming. Number 5. Tell a lot, but don't show. One pinnacle rule of cinema is to show, not tell, but these videos make me re-experience Gal Gadot acting. Oh yeah! Another things before we go in is the criteria. Number 1. The visuals, I mean literally everything. Visuals, fashions, stage settings, choreography, color grading, editing effect. Number 2. The story. How well do they connect those visuals to tell a story that complements the song's message? Number 3. The originality. Is it really something new, fresh, and exciting that was not done before? Especially with the YG's formula? Yes, YG also has a formula in making music videos and not just in making songs. The no green screen rules, the seemingly expensive scene setting, props and fashion, the specifically designed but incohesive sets for each member, the quick cuts and transitions. Now let's go back in time, 7 years ago, with JENNIE's solo. It was 2018. BLACKPINK had a big success with Square Up, but for the second time, they didn't make any other comeback within the year, but instead did a super rare thing for a rookie, which is having one member going solo. You just have to be there. This was one of the very first starts of how Blinks are being so divided nowadays. The fans from other members were going after her for the allegations of favoritism, YG's princess, mean girl's attitude, laziness, and the most famous label of them all, villain of K-pop. She had one chance to succeed, and she took it. The solo MV were lucky enough born in the time when the YG's formula wasn't outdated yet, and YG still managed to bring something decently cohesive enough to the table. Like the entire song is about finding yourself as a shining solo after a relationship breakup, and the MV just portrays it perfectly. We can clearly see her journey across each stage in the process, as I always like to label it as a perfect example of 5 stages of grief. It starts with her being recently broken up, but still missing him and unable to move on, representing the denial stage. Then the dance in the chorus is almost like her processing the pain, which leads the rap verse when she finally got rid of the dirty pieces of clothing, aka his perfect image in her memories, and started dissing him, and obviously looking pissed, aka the anger stage. The second pre-chorus scene, I think, is the bargaining stage where she met his ex with a new girlfriend and wondered if this was a mistake. The bridge is, of course, her crying depression before the final acceptance in the outro. She's finally free. The metaphors are not really that deep or significant, but they were enough and decent to not tell too much, but show the development of the story. And I love the expensive fashion, the choreo, the set. YG took a risk with an early solo debut, but the risk was worth it. Everything I need is on the ground. The MV's budget was budgeting. Almost 3 years later, we have our second solo debut, Rosé with On the Ground. Okay, this is where the formula started showing problems. But let's go through the good things first. I think a lot of the metaphors are much better and more significant than Jennie's solo, like the Icarus wing as her old dream of trying to fly higher to live a fulfilling life. The theater contrasts with the dressing as her personal life contrasts with public image, the limousine of her luxurious yet busy life. The meteor hitting the limousines meaning she grounds herself in what really matters. And the swing, the roses, the meeting with her old self to connect with her authentic past. My real problem is that individually, all of those scenes translate the lyrics of the song so well. But when being put together, they feel so incohesive. Like the song's lyrics are personal, but most of the scenes make it kinda less personal and emotional, except for the two rosé scenes, which I think we can all agree that it's the best part of the MV. Another part is the effect. YG hates green screen or too many special effects on their MV. Thus, they tried to make the scenes look real as much as possible. But realism does not mean good. Like the fire from a meteor or the electric sparkle make the scenes look so messy and not really visually appealing. Although I appreciate her messages and the visions, it could have been told in a better way. And what is the better way? Look at her following MV. All my life is already the cohesion is there. There needn't be many scenes or prop sets as the filming was mostly in one location, but we are shown the heartbreaking love story of Rosé in a much clearer flow. I have always drawn the parallels between this and Jennie's solo, as in both MVs are about post-breakup emotions. But whereas Solo follows the process through places as Jennie went to different locations, Gone told that story through the lens of time. We can see multiple comparisons between her old relationship versus her current state. We gotta praise her acting as well. It feels somewhat closer and rawer to who she is as a person. One more thing is that the lighting and color grading is so pretty, more unique, on point, and much better than the previous MVs to cohesively translate the song's sad and nostalgic emotions. This feels way more personal than OTG because of another thing. The first-person POV camera makes us connect with her through the view of her ex. It was a simple technique, but YG rarely did it. It is in the budget is budgeting tier, not because the MV is really expensive, but because of how they know how to utilize the budget and be creative. Say Lalisa, love me, Lalisa, love. Next, we have Lisa with her self-titled MV Lalisa. I think this is one of the rock bottom of the YG formula. I really don't blame the MV that much, because the song, aka the source materials, is not really that good, and very generic, and lacks identity. Let's dig deeper into its formulaic problems. Again, very expensive and big-budget MV settings and props, but super incohesive to tell a deep story about who Lisa really is. The song flexes, the MV flexes, but is there really a deep narrative shown here? Like, why do we move from a castle to a Japan street to a club to a dessert to a beach?
Let's go to the beach, let's go get away.
And to Thailand. What transitions are in the flow of the story? Fashion is one of the worst aspects as well, and I can only name two outstanding dresses that really complements her aura, which is this long one, and her traditional Thai cloth, obviously. I'm ready for the slander from Lisa stans, but if you could hold on for a bit, keyboard warriors, wait for my compliment for her next MV. We have our final YG solo MV, with Jisoo's Flower following Jennie and Rosé. Jisoo also has another post-breakup MV, Geez What's New? The MV obviously tries to tell the stories by the literal 3 chapters, but my problem is, where's the development for each chapter? Okay, the first chapter is the next day, which is the day after the breakup. I guess the white cloth represents the freshness of it. Then she looked anxious, depressed, and angry, and tried the black dress on to symbolize the death of the relationship. The same time chapter is confusing because why is it mostly just dance breaks? Or was just her wandering around like the first chapter? Then we jumped right onto the same place chapter with the Aubrey-inspired scene where she window shopping the necklace, which I think is just her reflecting back on that relationship because she already tore it apart in the first chapter. Then everything just stayed mostly the same until she tore the black necklace in the final scene, which is her accepting its death. The references are there, but very shallow. The scenes are repetitive. There are some outfits that I love, but some look like they wore her more than she wore them. The transitions are just so basic and lazy. The choreo had some good moments with flowers, but were over-displayed that showcased the weakness of stiffness in Jisoo's dancing skill. The lighting, especially in this scene, is horrible. This MV was PR as the most budgeted one among BLACKPINK, but the sets were so boring and uninspiring. It tells a lot, but barely shows anything, so bottom tier.
Baby, I'm a rockstar.
Okay, now it's coming to the more interesting phase, the post-YG MVs, with Rockstar by Lalisa being the first one. Already the first thing that I like about this MV is the extension of her Thailand roots and appreciation from Lalisa to this MV. It's not just a scene or dress anymore, but it was shot in the Chinatown of Bangkok with hundreds of Thai people. Like, that's gaggy. The second thing's the camera angles, or perspectives, or whatever is the professional word to call it. It widens the space of the scene in a more interesting way. Combined with the slow-mo effect, then contrasted it with the fast-paced match cuts, Rockstar just keeps people not looking at it. Yes, the song is still shallow and flexing, but the MV elevates it with so much depth than Lalisa. I will put it in the second tier, not the first, because she would have to compete with this masterpiece. This is the standard of show don't tell for BLACKPINK MVs, multiple metaphors of being chained, of walking through pains as a woman in the industry, of letting go of your past, of rebirth, of walking past the fire to reach your dream. But they are executed in such a ridiculously creative but also aesthetically pleasing way. But one thing I notice is the repetition of such actions is the meaning like the non-stop K-pop machine of producing and training idols. And you have to experience that harsh treatment multiple times to realize that you need to walk out of the environment that's killing you? And did I mention the transitions? This is a masterpiece.
This that pretty girl mantra, this that flaunt, you just touched down and out.
Next, we have Mantra by JENNIE. Can I be honest? It was a bit disappointing to me because I held JENNIE to a much higher standard than the other members because she was known to really love designing and be in control of her creative vision. Like she was an exterior car designer, a fashion editor, and she wowed everyone whenever she came to a fashion show. So yeah, I expect her to throw something very eleganza and posh. Mantra did a fine job in portraying the LA vibe with the street, the hot weather, the tree and stuff. It did well also in flexing her cars and her clothes, but like the song offered so much more materials but were underutilized. And where are the pretty girls don't do drama symbolism, or me and my sis way too attached? Well, there are the backup dancers, but the MVs is mostly just choreo-focused and doesn't really have any really substantial happening. Well, there are the burning cars, I guess representing the dramas and how the girls just danced out of it. And where are the cops? No, not the rush hour references at the beginning, but these random cops. Overall, the entire concept mantra was executed so well and created so much hype in the trailer, but the MV doesn't even touch it. I can see the vision of the song, but the MV... The most famous K-pop song since Gangnam Style. One thing I noticed about APT, and the following MVs of Rosé, is that the simpler, the better. APT was just basically filmed in a set, but it was so clever in three things. It utilizes the strong color branding of black and pink that BLACKPINK didn't even do in their group's MV. It shows the fun and party spirit of the APT game. The editing style is so addictive. I learned somewhere that they filmed it in slow-mo and then make it fast in the video, which is so creative. This is how you use your budget smartly and don't need to spend millions, YG. Quickly after that, Rosé also released her second single, Number One Girl. This is Giving, a girl with a Nokia phone to record, clothes from Tumu and a dream. This is Rosé's first self-directed MV, and I think at least it's cute, and it captures the raw emotions that the song's trying to deliver much better than some MVs on this list. At least, the video size and quality is intentionally trying to be unique. But that's it. Nothing happened in the video except for her singing. When I said the simpler the better works for Rosé, I don't literally mean like this. The performance is kinda better. It is a cute project, and that's it. Then, we have the latest single, Toxic Till the End. The moment I saw the first few scenes, I immediately thought of All Too Well short film by Taylor, who's dominating the white girl music territory that Rosé is also trying to market at. And I think the MVs did great. The autumn poetic colors and natural scene, the well-developed storyline of romantic but toxic relationships. When I say that the simpler the better for Rosé, I think it's because she doesn't need too many metaphors in the visuals, and she just needs to tell a clear story as a songwriter. And Toxic Till the End does it very well. Audience can easily understand the plot, but it was not boring as with the acting and many plot details like they're watching a movie. It is a good MV, but like the plot was not really that interesting and unique if we compare the girls who've done it before.
Zen present.
The first MV of this year, Zen. Remember when I said I held JENNIE to a higher standard? Yeah, this is what I mean. Everything about this MV is superior. It is the buffet of symbolism and metaphors. The owls represent an entity that chases away darkness to uncover truth, light and wisdom. The flowers, just like New Woman, represent birth. I love the blend of Asian culture in this one. The concept of Zen and Buddhism, the hair, the CVNT outfits. And there are probably way more hidden meanings that my stupid brains cannot comprehend. So please, capybaras, drop every theory you have down below. The superior part in the MV is this match cuts edit. It's like the Avatar states in Avatar: The Last Airbender. A masterpiece goes with a masterpiece. Just 1 week later, JENNIE also released Love Hangover. She saw Rosé do a toxic love MV, and she said, I can do that too. And she made it even more toxic and deadly, literally 4 times. It's just so refreshing to have a cute and fun MV like this. I love the practical effect in this MV. I don't think BLACKPINK has ever done it before. And also, the cute dialogue/funeral at the intro has also never been done before, I think. The storyline is so funny. And I just learned that this guy, JENNIE's lover, also kissed Rosé's ex. I think it elevates the song really well, and the budget is budgeting. Right after that 1 week, Lisa brought out Born Again. This MV has 10 times more feminist and pro-women references than what I was trying to do with BLACKPINK. The Apple, Joan of Arc, Witch Hunt, and many more. Very religious, I would say. Black, white, Christian. And this is also how you probably do the chapters, Flower. Love the details of the various languages and the locations that the scenes are trying to reference. It is a modern masterpiece. 1 week after that, also, we finally have a comeback from Jisoo with Earthquake. Jisoo saw everyone just doing a breakup MV, and she said, why don't I make a song about having a crush on someone? She also looked back on Flower's poor setting and editing and said, I can save this. The lyrics actually give me sex songs, but let's go with the crush narrative. Anyway, look at the effect, the outfit, the choreo, the clear symbolism, the acting. Flower, you should be embarrassed. It's very K-pop, but it feels so leveled up and much more Jisoo than Flower. It need not be a super masterpiece, but I appreciate how Jisoo steps up her game and uses the budget.
Big moves, only ExtraL.
And then 1 week passes by with ExtraL by JENNIE. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the golden era of BLACKPINK. Again, they prove once again. It's not a budget problem, but how to use it. The MV was mostly in one scene with JENNIE, her backup dancers, and the chairs. But look at how she uses the chair symbolism in a versatile way. The entire song is about women's independence. I believe the chairs represent that they are the chairwomen of their company and need no men. The diversity of the chairs also represent the diversity of women across the globe. When they form a circle, it reminds me of the round table in the company's meeting, and with them in the middle of that circle, they are the only topic that is worth discussing and investing on. And this might be a reach, but when Doechi and Jennie's chairs are put like this, I think it represents how they have each other back as women support women. I don't even care about the robot or the bald man scene. This was enough for me to put it in the budget tier. My tiny complaint was some long shot where Jennie looks a bit uncomfortable and her eyes glitch sometimes. 1 week after, we have Fuck Up the World with Lisa. Very 2016 Suicide Squad coded. With little bit of arcane effect, Vixie is just that bitch. I love her crazy acting. And other alter egos are here too. Is this the first time BLACKPINK does this kind of animation? Her outfits and the sets are crazy too. But I don't think it is a masterpiece like what she did with New Woman or Born Again, and the song itself is mostly about flexing and lacks a certain layer of metaphors and symbolism.
Like Jennie, I think I really like Jennie.
Finally, we have our latest Like Jennie. This is more of a performance video than an actual MV. A good one, though, with great choreo, outfit, sets. But is it really giving anything in terms of meaning? Can anyone smart explain to me the symbolism of the spaceship? I mean, it gives what's supposed to be gave with a flexing song, but
Over the handlebars, hitting the ground so hard.
hi, I am a dumbass. And like Jennie was not the last MV of BLACKPINK in this era yet, because she just also releases Handlebars with Dua Lipa. Damn, they really don't rest. Anyway, in previous MVs, we've talked about how the YG's MVs are under-edited and lazy in terms of using effects, right? But I feel like this one, so far in the ranking and in the conversation, it felt over-edited for me. The effect was over-affecting and hurts my eyes when watching, because there's too many cuts, transitions, light flares. Yes, I understand and really like the symbolism of the spiderweb, the camera, the TVs, the thunder. But like, one important part of the conversation of how the MV can elevate the song is how can the MV to make viewers return to watch or stream the song? And for me, watching this one once or twice is enough, and I don't feel a strong revisitability in it. That's why I put it in the third tier. Some might disagree, but I stand by my choice. So that's it. Looking at the ranking right now, it just feels so great to see how they've evolved, and will continue to do so as they're now free from YG as soloists. I just wish that, as a group, they can excel like this too, but you know YG. But what if the renewed contracts have something changed for them? We will only know when their comeback comes later this year. What are your thoughts? Is there any ranking that you agree or disagree with? Please like, share, subscribe, but mostly comment to keep this conversation going. Thank you and goodbye for now.